Hello, I'm Dallas Jackson, Superintendent of the Forest Hills Schools, and welcome to another edition of Forest Hills Today. In today's episode, we're going to be chatting with Betsy Ryan, Director of Student Services, and Megan Stacy, our Coordinator of Elementary Programs, as they update us on a program that we began last year called 40 Developmental Assets. We will also today be speaking with Ann Zimmerman. Ann is a local business owner in our community, and she's going to be sharing with us a program that she helped get underway in our elementary classrooms called CPAs in the Classroom. Thank you for joining us for today's program. Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Forest Hills Today. Today I have with me Betsy Ryan, our Director of Student Services for Forest Hills Schools, and Megan Stacy, who is our Coordinator of Elementary Programs. Today we're going to discuss a new initiative that has been introduced to the Forest Hills School System, and that's the 40 Developmental Assets. Now, the 40 Developmental Assets is a research-based program from the Search Institute, and basically it is a program that helps us develop positive youth. And Betsy, can you tell us a little bit about the 40 Assets?
Sure. Well, this is a program that we have. I'm primarily responsible for the work that we're doing in our buildings and working with our teachers, developing an action plan, pulling together a core team through the school district to really look at the 40 developmental assets and ways to make sure that we are working intentionally, purposefully, and around the entire framework with the developmental assets. I think Megan is going to share a little bit about our categories and our assets. Our focus has been on breaking the assets into parts, where this year we'll be working on 2 categories, and then the next year we'll be working on the second group of categories. We have a core team in the district that is focused on ensuring that activities are occurring in all of the buildings. The committee consists right now of a community member, our central office personnel, teachers, our communication representative, as well as a couple of our administrators from our various buildings, mainly to get input into ensuring that we're keeping the momentum going. Our focus has been to work with our staff in ensuring professional development for, again, our teachers, so that we are delivering those activities purposefully in the classroom every day, to ensure that we are developing community partnerships, and I'm naming much of what our action plan is all about, and then to ensure that our students are speaking the language every day. So that's primarily kind of what our work has been this year, in ensuring that the initiative, or not the initiative, but the framework is delivered throughout the school district.
So great. So the 40 Assets is basically 40 qualities that we want to help instill in our students so that they can become successful as they proceed after high school and on into their business and life. Those 40 qualities are kind of common sense qualities, and just things that we kind of do on a daily basis anyhow, but now we're just really kind of focusing on those. So Stacy, tell me a little bit about those assets.
Well, thanks, Dr. Jackson. As Betsy mentioned with our plan, we are really focused on the asset categories. So 40 assets that we're trying to promote in our youth seems like a lot of assets to promote in our youth, but they are broken down by the Search Institute into 8 categories. So as a district, we are focusing, they're both external and internal categories. So this year as a district, we are focusing on the external categories, and we started our school year really focusing on building support for our students and our youth, and those would include assets such as family support, adult role models, a caring neighborhood, and school climate. So those are all the support assets. And now we are focusing on empowerment, which is really empowering our youth to be resources in our communities and helping them to make decisions around what they value and how to make their not only school but also their community a safe environment. So those are the 2 asset categories that we've been focusing on. We are getting ready then as we wrap up the empowerment category to move into boundaries and expectations as our category of focus, and then constructive use of time. So that really is our focus this year on the developmental assets, and next year we'll really begin looking at the internal assets. But the exciting opportunity with developmental assets, not only as Betsy mentioned, including our teachers and our students, but also making this a community effort.
And let's talk about that for a moment. When you and I and Betsy have talked to some of our community partners in regards to the assets, they really have taken a huge interest in this. In fact, to the extent of what can the Anderson Township and the Village of Newtown actually help us with developing these assets. And so most recently, we've kind of put together a program that we are calling the Partnership for Successful Youth. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we are very excited, as I mentioned, to involve our community in this framework. It really does take a community to support our youth and to build these assets. So we are looking for ways to include community partners, youth organizations, looking at faith-based organizations and local businesses to find ways to provide authentic learning experiences for our students both inside and outside of the classroom, through internships, through tutors, through positive role models, finding ways, again, to connect the community and our students so that we really are developing the whole child. So we've provided, we've met with different organizations individually, and we've also hosted one informational session on how community members can become more involved. And we're really looking to match the skill sets and interests of our wonderful community who would like to engage themselves with our students and match that with the appropriate curriculum components and appropriate ways that they can really support us and our students ultimately through that. So.
Well, let me ask Betsy. Betsy, if I'm a community member or a business owner and I would like to get involved with the 40 Assets, who would I contact and how would I get involved?
Well, as we shared this on a bright sunny day, as Megan said, we had a very exciting turnout of our community members. One afternoon, about last month, this was a question that they had, and they can really contact any one of us to engage us. We have a community representative on our core team, Ann Zimmerman from the Chamber, who is working very hard on building a business directory that we can utilize to really get the word out and to share ideas, and so they can contact any of us to get this information.
We also have additional information on our website. If you go under parent information and select 40 developmental assets, at the bottom of the information about the assets is our contact email and phone number information as we're building this business directory. And while we're living in that transition, we certainly would love for community members to reach out to us to let us know that they're interested in supporting the developmental assets.
And for our viewers, if you are interested in learning more about the 40 developmental assets, you can actually visit our website and there'll be a link that'll take you to the Search Institute, or you can go there on your own, and that's at www.search-institute.org and learn all about the 40 assets. And then if you have any questions, feel free to contact myself, Megan, or Betsy, and we'll be happy to answer those questions for you. Well, ladies, thank you so much for sharing the 40 Developmental Asset Program that we have begun here in our district, and looking forward to working together with more of our partners in our community to really get this program off the ground and as a real mainstay of our district. Again, helping our students develop these assets so that they can become more productive and more rounded citizens is our goal. Megan, in regards to Partnerships for Successful Youth, we've had a lot of recent activities going on in our classrooms as well as with these different partnerships. Could you give us a couple examples of those?
Sure. We've had a lot of exciting opportunities, some of which have included a partnership with a local restaurant. And again, talking about those real authentic learning opportunities for our students. Our students were learning about health and nutrition, and they were posed the problem to design a menu item for a local restaurant and look to see the nutritional values of that menu item, as well as what would be interesting for kids to come in the restaurant and order from the menu. And the winner was actually received the award of having their item featured on this local restaurant's menu. So that was a great learning opportunity for our students. Some other great learning opportunities for our students. We had some elementary students who were given the opportunity with Mercy Hospital to name a surgical robot. So the hospital team came into the elementaries and taught our students more about surgery and more about technology and how that enhances surgery, and our students then participated in a contest to name the robot. Another partnership with Mercy Hospital for our middle school students will be that they're going to have the opportunity to, again, solve a really authentic problem for the hospital while they're under construction, and that is addressing the issue of parking. So our students are going to really figure out how to best plan for parking for the hospital. So we have lots of great, really real world based problems and opportunities for our students with these partnerships.
Wonderful. And then Betsy, we have a lot of things going on in the classrooms as well. Can you share a couple of those things that our teachers are doing in our classrooms?
Sure, and I should probably start with Search Institute has some wonderful, wonderful resources. One of them is Strong Staff, Strong Students, a great resource through Search Institute where we really don't have to recreate or reinvent the wheel in terms of our activities, because we do have busy days and we want to really be able to have ideas and resources at our fingertips to pull in. Our high schools are doing some wonderful activities, extended homerooms, our advisory homerooms at Nagel, for example, have a number of activities going on for the students where one high school is pulling tickets as they demonstrate activities throughout the day, and they can have the tickets to get rewards or different kinds of incentives to demonstrate those assets. Our elementaries are doing a number of activities and very special featured days. For example, Wilson has an upcoming Wilson Way Day where their staff and their students are organized into 40 groups demonstrating each of the assets, where it is facilitated by a team and they are practicing and brainstorming different assets throughout the day. Maddox will be doing a Mustang Day at some point as well around this. Sherwood utilizes a bingo board where they practice when they're involving their entire staff, including their custodial staff. So everybody is involved in the different activities throughout the elementaries. So wonderful things going on.
You know, that's wonderful. In regards to, I think, visiting any of our schools, you could find bulletin boards, we could find other activities going on in the classrooms. I mean, just the amount of effort that in all of our buildings where our kids are out doing some service projects in the community, actually collecting items to give to needy organizations, all those types of things actually show the support and the partnership that we have with our community, and all of those things help to develop assets. And so in a nutshell, that's the 40 developmental assets. And again, I want to thank both of you ladies for coming and joining with me today and sharing the assets. And I just look forward to this program growing leaps and bounds in the future. Thank you. Hi, welcome back to Forest Hills Today. In today's segment, we're talking with Ann Zimmerman. Ann is a prominent business owner in our community of Zimmerman CPAs and is also a proud grandmother of children in our district. I'm excited to work with Ann because she brings so much to our district in the realm of community partnerships. For the past several years, Ann has actually brought a program to some of our elementary programs called CPAs in the Classroom, and this year we've expanded that program to actually work with all 6 of our elementaries, and the program is called Fetch. Ann, thanks for joining me today, and can you tell me a little bit about the Fetch program?
I sure can. It's sponsored by the Ohio Society of CPAs, and they have put together a game. Fetch stands for Financial Education Teaches Children Healthy Habits, and they put together this game kit, which we've now got volunteers. We're doing 23 classrooms today across Forest Hills, all the 5th graders, and we're very excited about that. Almost 600 children. So it's all done by volunteers. Our volunteers span the gamut from public accountants, which is what really started it. We have some from private industry. We have some from the school district's treasurer's office. The Ohio Auditor's Office is with us today. Some students, just quite a few. So we're very excited with that. We've done it in just one school in the past years. We had done it at Sherwood, but now we're expanding to all 6 schools.
You know, it's really great to be working with you, Ann, and also the things that you bring to our classrooms. How's it going today? I know you just finished up a session thus far, and how's the program going so far?
It's fun. The kids really enjoy the break, I think, from the day and the excitement of having to decide if they're buying leashes or bones or if they have to pay money to go to the vet. So it teaches them about budgeting, and we have a list of about a dozen accounting terms, financial terms that we make sure we get across to them. They get a little excitement because there's a winner who wins a big dog
Oh my gosh.
bone pencil. Yeah, it's and it's just a real fun experience. We found the kids really enjoy it and they learn from it.
Well, and you know, that this fits within our program that we're doing this year, and we started last year, the 40 developmental assets. And this particular is in the area of support, where we're actually asking our community to help us build that area of support with our students. And you've been a big supporter of the 40 assets, you and the Chamber of Commerce, which you're a member of locally. You know, again, I just want to thank you. Can you share any one instance that may have happened this morning in the Fetch program that was like an aha moment for you?
Well, I was with some of the kids and we were going over the terms, and one of the boys brought up risk, and he said, well, that would be quite a risk, and we got to talk quite a while about risk, and it got into quite a discussion with one of the girls across the room threw out, yes, but if you don't take a risk, you might not make it. And get that, and you know, it's simple things. It's a risk not to buy a collar in this game, because if you land on the dog catcher's base, you owe $20. And so seeing that interaction with the kids makes it all worthwhile.
Good. You know, and the Fetch program that we're working on today really fits in with another program that we're trying to get up and organized in our district, and that is the Business Resource Directory. Working through the chamber and through some of our people, can you tell me a little bit about what that Business Resource Directory might be and what it can do for our district?
I can, and it's really the culmination of a lot of years of trying to figure out what business partnerships with the schools will look like. And we've had partners in education and different things where the chamber has tried to match up businesses and schools, and I know there's a lot of that going on. But what we found was trying to match. So a business that wants to be involved with the district might not know how to find the right need so that it fits the curriculum and really helps the children instead of, and we're trying to make this a win-win. So what we're doing, the chamber is backing this, and the 40 Developmental Assets Committee is putting it together. So we're working on it through that, is putting together a database of businesses, local businesses that would like to give back to the community through working in the schools. It might be talking to classrooms, it might be being involved in some of their curriculum, it might be bringing projects to the kids. There's just all sorts of different ways. And the trick is, we need to know who's out there in the businesses that would like to do this, and what are your specialties. So be it a business specialty, for instance, accounting. So if I would sign up and say, I'm here if you need me, and my interest is accounting. And if a classroom over at Nagel wants to do a session that works into their curriculum on accounting, the teacher will have access to this directory and look and find someone that can come in and help.
You know, this is a great idea to get this all in a directory of what businesses can provide to our students and what our students can provide to businesses. As an example, you know, in the past we just sort of, we went out to find these partnerships and we tried to develop them. A couple great ones that we have going on right now. We have a great partnership with Nagel, with Chick-fil-A, where they've actually come into our classrooms, designed some of the curriculum as far as nutrition, and then our students have an opportunity to explore some of the creations that they make for the restaurant.
I understand they actually developed a sandwich,
Yes,
and they're
they have.
serving it at Chick-fil-A.
That's right, and then the next project with them will be developing a salad as well.
Oh, fun.
So it's great. And then also just the other day in one of our initial meetings that we had, we were talking with Mercy Hospital.
Yes.
And they are planning a huge expansion at their Anderson Township complex, and they have a parking dilemma. And the parking dilemma is how to get their patients and their docs and everything in and out while this construction is going on. And quite frankly, they've kind of run into some problems, and they've actually asked some of our students to help them resolve this issue. And you know what? I bet we will come up with some ideas for them.
And that's what makes it such a win-win.
Right.
You know, to me, and the reason we started this years ago, looking into doing this, it should be good for the businesses. So if a business owner wants to sign up, they get exposure, because all 30 of those kids that they talked to that day go home and say at the dinner table, hey mom, hey dad, guess who I talked with today? And that gets your name out there. So it really is a win-win. You're not only helping the children, but you're getting good exposure for your business. I think a community is made up of a lot of parts. There's our schools, there's our churches, there's our businesses, there's our government, our parks, our hospitals and nonprofits. And the more we can integrate and work together, collaborate, the better off we are.
And, you know,
all of us.
And again, that's the key there, is that it shows that we are a community, that our schools and our business partners are working together. I'm really excited about that. In fact, one of the goals of our strategic plan is to increase our community business partnerships. And there are a lot of variety of ways we can do that, and the Fetch program with the CPAs is one, our business resources directory is another, and we have a couple others that we're talking about as well. And I'll be happy to, hopefully, be another episode of this Forest Hills Today that we can share.
And if anyone who's watching this would be interested in being listed in that directory, I would suggest they can email the chamber, info@andersonareachamber.org, or get in touch with the district.
Yeah,
Either way.
Get in touch with either me or you.
Or
I'm
me.
sure we can do that.
That's
Okay.
right. You'll find me.
And I just want to say thank you again for everything that you're doing with the schools, for the schools, and as a partnership. And especially this program that we're excited to get started today and talk about today, the Fetch program, where we're bringing CPAs into our 5th grade classrooms across the district. What a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.